How you doing, guys? Funsho here from We Coach Crypto. Hope you're all doing well. And I know it's been a while since I've had one of these videos out on YouTube. I've been flat out researching and looking at different ways that I can help all of you guys to maximize your chances of success throughout this bear market period. And I'm going to be doing a lot more of these videos, starting with this one right now, where I'm going to be talking to you guys about the differences between long-term and short-term holders and how we can look at these indicators and understand the human behaviors that take place during bear market cycles so that we can start to understand where this is likely to go to and how long it's likely to take. There are certain indicators that can help us with that, and I'm going to be going through a couple of them with you guys today. Okay, so guys, first thing that I want to do is recognize the fact that we are on a mission to help 1 million people understand cryptocurrency. So the next thing I want to come on to is, if any of you've got any questions around investing, cryptocurrency, what projects you should get into, how and when to navigate these crypto markets. Maybe you've lost money during this market crash and you want to understand how you can limit that potential loss and make sure that you take advantage of the next bull run cycle that's coming. Please ask us questions, leave them in the comments or in the description below. And also make sure as well that if you're not already, you've joined our free Discord. And also to help us to get this information across on YouTube, please make sure that you go now and hit that like button so that we can make sure we're getting found and more people are learning. Okay, so what I want to talk to you guys about today is how you can start to identify characteristics of a bear market. It's not just about the fact that your portfolio is currently underwater, or the price of Bitcoin has come down dramatically, or you're just reading lots of news stories saying that we're in a bear market and how bad can it be and how far will it go. There are a lot of indicators out there that are going to be able to help you to really understand what a bear market is and the different things that take place during it so that you can position yourself correctly to take advantage of accumulation and also the profit taking. So what I'm going to do is share my screen with you guys now, and I'm going to take you through a really good chart, an indicator that is going to give you some more information. Okay, so what we've got here, okay, and this is courtesy of Glassnode, which if you follow me on my social media, you will know I've been harping on about how great Glassnode is, their insights, the information, the statistics, the key indicators. It is honestly fantastic, absolutely fantastic. And if you're someone that's trying to trade the markets or you want to be a long-term investor in cryptocurrency, you should definitely consider going and taking a look at the information that Glassnode provides. So moving on, what I'm showing you here is a chart that is all the way back from 2011 to the current time period. And what it shows you here is in orange, okay, which is this line here. This is the total supply held by long-term holders of Bitcoin. So when I say long-term holders of Bitcoin, that is someone that has held Bitcoin for a year or longer, okay? And then what we can see here in black is the actual price action of Bitcoin. Now, what you can see here, it's very obvious to see straight away, is where you've had pullbacks, market corrections, okay? You've also had exactly the same take place. It's like an opposite effect. So it's gone up here, it's come down here, it's flown up here. And once we move on to 2013, and you can see this little green area, okay, these green areas here. What these green areas are showing you is that during the increase of price of Bitcoin, we've also seen long-term holders of Bitcoin start to sell off their coins because they're obviously majorly in profit. So if we look at this 2013 bull run where there was a huge run up, okay, you can see here that the amount of Bitcoin holders that had held their coins for over a year had started to decrease. And exactly the same here. Absolutely took off like a rocket, parabolic, towards the end of 2013, that bull run top. And we've got exactly the same with the Bitcoin holders that had wallets that were over a year old, had started to sell off their coins. Now, the reason I'm showing you this, and it's so important to look at these indicators, is we can see time and time again for each bull run, the same thing is happening. 2013, 2014, okay? Then we can see here as well, we started to have a cool off again with the long-term Bitcoin holders. And if we look at the actual price of Bitcoin, it was rising. And you see they start coming to a point. Then as we move on, 2017, absolute blow off top there, right at the end of 2017. What did we have? A massive decrease in the amount of long-term holders that were holding Bitcoin. So when we move on and look at 2022, 2021, and look at the sort of movement that we've had here and the behaviors of long-term holders of Bitcoin, we're starting to see a drop-off. We've seen a sharp drop-off in these long-term holders starting to sell Bitcoin. And obviously, we've had a market correction that has taken place over a longer period of time to what we're typically used to. Okay, so for me, this is a brilliant indicator, and it tells me that realistically, we're starting to come towards a bottom in the market. Because when you get long-term holders of Bitcoin selling their Bitcoin, as we can see time and time again, where we've seen these drops, it's pretty obvious that you're going to go through an accumulation phase afterwards. Okay, so what you'll see here is after you get these roundings, got one here back in 2019, you've got another one here, 2018, where we had that crypto winter. You get that swooping down, that accumulation phase, and then that accumulation phase starts to really take off, and that's where we find the market starts hitting the top. Okay, so this is a great indicator that you guys can use. You can go off, search it online. I'll put a link in the description so that you can find it. Okay, and start to get an understanding of how these things work during bear markets. Now, I'm going to bring us on to another one that's really interesting as well that I want you guys to learn more about. Okay, so what you're seeing here is the Bitcoin supply last active 1 year ago or more. Okay, so what we've got here is a number logarithmic scale, okay, with the chart. And you can see there that in orange is the price of Bitcoin. So any of you that have been in for a while, you know full well that that was that 2017, 2018 bull run. Then we had that long sell-off before we started seeing the price come back up. And then we're back over where we are at the moment, hovering around that kind of 20K stage. But what's very interesting is the Bitcoin supply for last active from a year plus ago. This blue line. Now, it's dropping down and swooping around. Again, each time Bitcoin's price is starting to fire up. Okay, once we see that top take place and we start to come down, we're starting to see the accumulation start to take place again. And then when we start topping out, and this is that kind of mini bull run that we saw that was in between 2019 and 2020. Again, it cooled off a little bit. Okay, then we saw a large spike after that sell-off. So you can see that there. It's really obvious to see. Boom, flew up. But what happened? Bitcoin's price flew down. And then again, we had that slow incline up before we had that signal here, which marked the same sort of top around here. You'll notice that it wasn't far off. Okay, then what happened? We start taking off like a rocket. we come up to new territory, new price zones that we've never seen before. What happens? The people that have been holding Bitcoin for over a year are starting to make serious profit. So obviously they start selling off. So again, this is a fantastic indicator to show you, but you've got to understand that this will help you, not just during the bear markets, but it's going to help you through bull markets to make the right decisions, smart decisions. So you can start to see actually what's taking place here is the long-term holders are starting to get rid of their coins, their Bitcoin. And what they're doing is putting them into circulation to allow newer people or traders or institutions that are out there to buy that up on that run up. Okay. And that's literally all that's taking place. Okay. Each time you see these ups and downs in the market, it is a handoff. It is short term to long term to short term. You've got traders that are in the market every day. There's constant circulation of these coins. Okay. You've got institutions that are coming in and buying the dip, but you've also got your long-term holders that are choosing when to get out of the market. And you've got to think about the mentality and the psyche of individuals and their behaviors, because that has a massive part to play here as well. Okay. If you start getting a market top and there's a sell-off and there's bad news, you might have long-term holders that do not care about the price whatsoever, and they're not going to sell for a minimum of 5 years, 10 years. Price is just not something that affects them. But at the same time, you'll get a long-term holder that thinks, I'm in an amazing amount of profit and there's been a sell-off and there's more negative news out there. I don't want to be back at square one. And what if Bitcoin does go to zero and they're going to sell their coins? Now, that's shaking out the weak hands. Okay. So look, I've given you two indicators here that are very, very useful for you guys to go off and look at and start to understand more. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Obviously, any of you want further information on what we are doing and how we can also help you, join our free Discord, book yourself an appointment, okay, and talk to myself or one of the other members of our team. Please make sure if you found anything useful from this video that you just give us a quick thumbs up, because it helps us share this information with other people that are out there that are taking advantage of it. And I look forward to catching up with you guys in the next video. Take care.